Hey guys, welcome to Bar Z. My name's Stan, and today we're going to do a little bit of gun bluing, and I've got something new I want to try. This is my old standby. This is by Precision brand, and it's the Tool Black Gel. And I wanted to try something new, and I've seen a lot of guys using the Brownell's Oxford Blue. It's a firearms rebluing, and it's for rebluing and for new work. So they both have very similar directions. I'm very used to my Precision brand, but we're going to go head to head. I've got 3 pair of squares here. Maybe we'll do one pair in one and another pair in my old standby. It's all the same tool steel. It's all been hardened the same way in the same batch. It's been tempered the same way in the same batch. Like I say, let's just go head to head and see where it goes. These have been cleaned, soaked in purple power in warm water, and cleaned down with 800 grit sandpaper, just lightly scuffed them off on all the non-measuring surfaces. So they are all the webs are clean, and everything else was just wiped down and got all and degreased. So let's get the Tool Black going. I already know what this stuff does. So let's do the big pair here. We'll use this for the Tool Black. And this is kind of thick. It's like a gel type product. A little thinner than navel jelly. But I'm completely used to it. So let's put that to the side. Let's put this to the side. And grab a swab and go to town here. And I just kind of vigorously rub this stuff in, and it works almost instantly on the tool steel. You can see the color change there. So it's pretty instant. And all you do is wet the surface and let it sit, and don't let it dry out. And that's the name of the game for this stuff. It'll be interesting to see what that other stuff, how it reacts. The only difference in the Brownells is they say that after you've done your first coat, come back with some double-aught steel wool and let it dry, burnish it with double-aught steel wool, which is actually going to cut into the surface a little bit, and then reapply it. So it'll be interesting to see how that works. I've actually tried that. I've scrubbed the Precision brand in with double-aught steel wool. You soak a steel wool pad in the formula and then kind of scrub it in. And all we're looking to do is wet the surface and then let it sit and pickle for a little while. And I just kind of dab it on, just make sure the surface is wetted and it stays wetted for some time. And doing this dabbing, it's going to give it kind of a, looks like a color case hardening effect. Kind of blotchy. But that's what we're doing there. Alright, let's set that turkey to the side. And then grab a freshie. And being thorough, no stone unturned. And now we just dab it on. Don't let it get dry. Don't let it dry out. I usually let these sit about 20 minutes. Before I rinse them off. That's what I'm used to with this stuff. So, all right, let's just set that one to the side. That one's pickled. I'm going to set this to the side. We'll wash up, and then we'll crack open the Brownells and do the other pair. Okay, welcome back, and we're going to do those 60/30s there. Get a fresh cup, shake this stuff up just for good measure, and I've already cracked the seal on it. And this is a very deep blue, a lot darker than the Precision brand. So we're just going to, and it's been my experience that you don't ever want to, wow, this is really thick. You don't ever want to dip into your main bucket and contaminate this. Little flakes of magnetite or whatever's coming off of the steel, the black is kind of a powdered metal. It gets in the main container and it'll ruin the whole thing. It changes color and everything else. Okay, this is a pretty thick formula here. Let's just wipe it on and kind of pickle it. Let's take a look at how fast it works. It's pretty instant. You can see the more of a brown forming there, so that's pretty interesting. Let's just get this thing pickled. Get it down in all the grooves and everything here on these things. Now when I am cleaning, what I'm going for, I go for kind of a brushed look. I don't really go for a full-on polish. I've had customers that have ordered polished squares before, and I have polished them in the past. But for my general purpose, I like a brushed look with a gun blue on it. It appears to be working very quickly. Look at that. All right, let's get this other side. I sure like the consistency of the Browning, or the Brownells. It's nice and thick. It really clings to the parts. And make sure we're all coated on all surfaces. They give you extra strong warning on the bottle too about eye protection. Make sure you wear eye protection. You get this stuff in your eyes, it's no joke. Same thing with the other brand too. Hand protection, it'll burn your skin, and it's no fun on the eyes. Let's do our other one here. Just kind of mop it around with my little mini mop. Yeah, maybe we'll just do one coat and see what it looks like, and then try the steel wool trick. I've tried the steel, like I said, I tried the steel wool with the Precision brand. Really didn't see any difference with the tool black gel. Alright, this side's done. It's really pulling up some really deep blues there. The base of this stuff, I think they call it like a mineral acid. And the blue is some type of mineral which causes the chemical reaction with the steel. But I thought this would be a good head-to-head because we've got identical steels. The harder the steel is, the more difficult it is to take a gun blue. And these are both, everything here is hardened to high 50s. I shoot between 58 and 60 on the squares. And I'm hitting it. I check them with I spot check them with my hardness tester. All right. That is wetted. Check this other side. Looks good. Kind of digging this gel. All right. 2 pairs of squares. Let's let them sit and pickle. I'll bring you back. Okay, it's been about 10 or 15 minutes, and all I'm doing is I've got some double-aught steel wool, and I'm just kind of rubbing the gun blue in and slightly drying, and this is going to kind of even them up as far as the coloring should, and it'll take out some of the mottling you're getting. Let's take a look at one that's just been soaking. This one's just been soaking. And I'll just give it a light brush, and you can see some of the patchiness there. And doing the steel wool with and kind of rubbing it in actually was going to take some of that away. So we're just kind of rubbing in the Brownells. And see there, you can see some of the patchiness there before I steel wool it. And we're just going to kind of rub that around, try to even up these surfaces. And then they say dry and reapply. So we're gonna follow their directions to the letter. I still got my Precision brand according to their directions, just sitting, and I'm not letting them get dried out. There's still everything's still nice and wetted over there. Let me grab a lint free and we'll dry these off. Okay, lint-free Kim wipe. Let's get these kind of wiped down, and we'll get some fresh gun glue on them. Gotta say, even with the first coat, they don't look too bad. Look pretty good. So let's reapply. Just give them another slathering of this material. And like I say, when I was cleaning, I was using very warm tap water. So I kind of brought the temperature of these things up a little bit, which I found does help, especially on a cold day. If your parts are very cold, you want to kind of bring them up to temperature, and you just use hot tap water, and that'll bring them up to improve your results. All right, let's let that sit. That's pickled. And let's wipe this little fella down. Yeah, it looks pretty good. That's one coat of the Brownells. Yeah. A little browner than the other one, than what I'm used to seeing. But let's get some more of this stuff going here. I'm sure all you gun guys out there are just going, oh man, I've seen this a million times. I haven't. This is the first time I've ever used this, so I thought it'd be interesting to do head to head. I'm almost out of stuff. Get a little shot of that. Okay. Yeah, looks like a second coat's actually working. In my experience, the tool black was absolutely no good on a second coat. I don't see any difference in a second coat. If you don't get it the first time, it doesn't happen. Let's touch that one up. Looks like it's drying out. check this other side. Yep, drying out here too. And by now we're ready to take our Precision brand and go rinse it. It just rinses in cold water, and I use a paintbrush just to scrub all the nooks and crannies, the grooves and everything, get them all cleaned out. So they're ready. These guys are ready to go over for a rinse. You can see they're still wetted, and it's just the way this stuff works. It just kind of you blob it on there, and then it just kind of cascades down and keeps the surface wetted. So I think these are ready for a water rinse. Let me go rinse those. What I do with those is I rinse them, blow, air dry them, and then I oil them immediately, and then I just let them sit. And they'll continue to get black below the oil. The oil pickles them and doesn't allow any oxygen in, and there's still, the reaction is still happening below the oil. So I'm going to go rinse those, and then we're going to come back to the Brownells. Okay, well, I'm back from the sink. We took both of them and washed them with clean water, and we brushed them down with a paintbrush and got all the acid off of there, and then we compressed air, blew them dry, and these are my results. This is the Precision brand, kind of a brown. This is the Brownells, a little more blue. And this has a more even color, which I attribute to the burnishing with the double-aught steel wool. Now, I've tried the burnishing with the Precision brand, and it doesn't work. All it does is wipe everything off. So these are going to sit for 24 hours, pickled in oil. They were rinsed very lightly and gently brushed. You've got loose, I believe it's magnetite coming to the top. You've got loose powdered metal coming to the top, and if you wipe it vigorously, you will wipe it off, and it actually takes a set over a period of time. Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Brownells, Oxfo Blue, and Precision brand Tool Black, head to head. Thanks for watching. Okay, here's a quick recap. This is straight off the grinder, so this is what we started with, and here's what we ended up with. So there's a result of the hardened 01 tool steel with the Oxfo Blue by Brownells. Bought it on Amazon, reasonably inexpensive, 4 ounces. It was like 20 bucks. But pretty good results. I'm pretty happy with that. Actually, a slightly better results than the Tool Black from Precision brand. So I might be switching brands here pretty quick. Okay, here we are on a final recap. And just for the heck of it, I dug out some that I blued about 2 weeks ago with the Precision brand. That's these right here. These are the ones I just did with the Brownells. And here's some just how they come off the grinder. So I'll hold each in front of the camera and let you take a look at them. These are a little streaky, which has always given me trouble with the Precision brand, because I'm unable to use it with steel wool. And I'll tip it so hopefully it catches the light for you. And I'll get this pair out. And now these are much better. There's oil on it, so they're just grabbing dust and stuff. But these are a lot less streaky. It's got more blue to it, and I'm sure that black's going to deepen up. That they've only been pickled there in oil for about a half an hour. So that's the Brownells. And I'll show you the fresh off the grinder. That's just a raw grind. That's it. All right. So they go from this bright to this black in a pretty short amount of time. Not a whole lot of effort involved. It should be noted that this is not a coating or a paint or anything like that. This actually treats the metal. If you'd like to think of it as a controlled oxidation, you're actually corroding the metal in a controlled fashion. So you know, I choose this because it's cold and it doesn't, you know, I don't have to heat the parts up or take a chance of warping these. These are very thin. There's not much to these, so I'm always worried about screwing up all my work by heating them up. So I choose a cold blue to treat them. All right, but that's the difference between the Precision brand and the Brownells. Thanks for watching, you guys.